Okay, hi guys, welcome to Geekdom. This video is about my favorite book of all time, ever. It's called The Mists of Avalon by Marion Zimmer Bradley. Sorry. Is it? It's that way. It's, if you can't really tell, Excalibur, Arthur. King Arthur, Round Table, Camelot, everything. This book. And it's just, oh my god, I can't even tell you how much I love this book. It's, that's an 896 pages long. 76, not 96. I have there's a summary? Oh, no. Wow, she wrote a lot of books. There isn't. That's unfortunate. But, my favorite thing about this book is that it goes from, it does, a character-to-character thing. For those of you who have read Game of Thrones, it kind of does that. And it, there's a lot of Morgaine, which is, Arthur's half-sister? And it goes through, it talks about his whole family, talks about Merlin, it talks about, the Lady of the Lake, who lives in Avalon. And it's just so extensive and so, it's so fabulous. You really need to read it. Marion Zimmer Bradley is one of my favorite authors. This is the only book of hers I've read, but I have 3 others that I'm going to show you in a second. And she's passed on since she wrote this. I don't know if she died before all of her books came out. I don't remember. But these are her other books that I haven't read yet. Lady of Avalon, which obviously goes with Mists of Avalon. And then there's Ancestors of Avalon. I think this came out after her death. And though it sounds like it's part of the other series, this has to do with Atlantis. So I'm not really sure how that ties in. And then there is The Forest House, which is part of the series. I guess I'll do Lady of Avalon. I'll do them all, actually. I'll read you the summaries, because this is a soft paperback. You call it a paperback if it's this big. It doesn't have a summary. It doesn't have one on the back either. But, okay. So this one is Lady of Avalon. Like the inhabitants of the mystical Avalon, readers of Lady of Avalon will feel as if they have been transported to another world. A world of myth, magic, romance, and history. This magnificent novel spans the creation of Avalon itself and foreshadows the birth of the legendary King Arthur. Here we meet 3 remarkable holy women who steer the fortunes of Roman Britain as they struggle with their own destinies. Calian, it's a name, retreats to the island of Avalon with a small band of priestesses. There she establishes a sisterhood to serve the great goddess, raises the heir to the mystic royal line, and veils Avalon from a hostile world in its everlasting mist. The astute Diana, another name, guides Avalon through treacherous political waters by marrying a young priestess to a Roman general, only to discover that love, especially her own, cannot be so easily controlled. Anna, obviously a name, gives birth to a baby girl who will be the mother of the great king to come. Her name was Ingrid, I believe. But it's her beautiful and feisty oldest daughter, Vivian, who is destined for true greatness as the famed Lady of the Lake and Guardian of the Grail. So this is about them. I have not read any of these yet. I really want to, but I'm in college, so I don't have, enormous amounts of time. Okay. This one is apparently supposed to tie both of them together. Lady of Avalon and Mists. I'm not sure. Before the mists obscured the Isle of Avalon, there was the Forest House, where, in a remote part of Britain, a secret circle of druidic priestesses guarded the ancient rites of learning, healing, and prophecy against the inexorable approach of the Roman Empire. Young Eowyn, born to a druidic family, is ripening toward womanhood in the flowering of an inner power she hardly dares to dream of. Already she hears the call of the great goddess, and it will be she who is ceremonially chosen as the new high priestess, when the reigning priestess of the oracle dies. But first, Eowyn hears another voice, that of her love for the young Roman Gaius Maecilius, whose mission is to subdue her native land in all its seemingly pagan ways. But Eowyn must find the courage to renounce her lover for her sacred destiny. Sounds kind of like Pocahontas. For within the Forest House's realm also dwell the bitter priestess Data, who, against her will, makes a pact that will bind her to Eowyn forever, and the rebellious young priestess Caelian, who I just talked about in Lady of Avalon, who protects Eowyn with a passion that runs far deeper than duty. Ooh. Yet it is the Archdruid Ardanos, by turns the High Priestess's greatest ally and most ruthless enemy, who could destroy this forest house, should he learn the terrible secret Eowyn guards as fiercely as her life. The war that rages within Eowyn mirrors the turbulence of her times. As the legions of Rome move closer, Eowyn must rely on the power and magic of the great goddess to find her way out of the labyrinth in which fate has placed her. Sounds really good. And then we have Ancestors of Avalon. Okay. Yeah, I think this, I don't know how this ties to Avalon itself, even though it's named Ancestors of Avalon. I don't know. Okay. This much anticipated new installment of Marion Zimmer Bradley's beloved Avalon saga. I never knew how to say that. Saga tells the dramatic story of the ancestors of Avalon, from their life on the doomed island of Atlantis to their escape to the mist-shrouded Isle of Britain. Woven into this extraordinary tale of the journeys of two powerful women whose destinies will shape the fate of the new line of descendants. Tariki is the guardian of the light, but she has grown up in the shadow of the curse of Atlantis. Graceful and gifted, she is the beloved wife and partner of Mikhail, a spiritual leader and prince. But when disaster divides them, she must find her own path in a new land, and the world she discovers could change her innermost desires forever. Will she find Mikhail? And if they are reunited, can they find love once again? Demisa has inherited royal blood and royal pride. In Atlantis she was only an acolyte, but in the new land she could become a queen. She is fierce and ambitious despite her tender years, but her heart remains torn. Will she choose the path of the priestess or the path of power? Yes. That one sounds really good, actually. They all sound really good. She honestly is, or was, one of the best authors of her time. She's like modern day J.K. Rowling. Not that she's... Ooh, there's $1! I've had $1. Sorry. That was amusing. When did this come out? 1982. I think this copy is 2001. So, yeah, she's, the decade before J.K. Rowling. She's like that decade's version of J.K. Rowling. She's amazing. You need to read her. Okay? So, yes. Goodbye.